Hey guys, it's Tito here, and I'm back with episode 7 of my podcast. This is kind of emotional because the next episode is going to be our last episode, and it's an end of an era. Our journey ends in the next episode. Anyways, but this episode, I will be talking about Olivia Rodrigo's Brutal. I think Brutal is just a very nice song. I don't know why, but it's kind of like rock and just generally a really nice song. So I wanted to analyze it, and I kind of find it relatable. So let's start analyzing the song. The song first starts by saying, I want it to be like messy. And I think Olivia wrote this because, well, in the song, this is actually a voice memo during the recording of the song. But I think she put this in the song because she wanted to tell us how her life was messy when she was writing the song. Messy from her point of view, not any other person's point of view. And after that, she says, I'm so insecure, I think that I'll die before I drink. She basically exaggerates how insecure she feels. Like, she feels so insecure that she might die. Yeah, that's an exaggeration that you can do. And she says, I'll die before I drink. So she thinks that she'll die before she turns 21 since, she lives in America and the legal drinking age in America is 21. So before of intense insecurity, yeah, let's say intense insecurity, she thinks that she might pass away before turning 21. And after that, she says, and I'm so caught up in the news of who likes me and who hates you. Well, this again, I think that is a sign of insecurity, and she's very insecure about herself and genuinely values other people's opinions, and she kind of doesn't want people to think or say bad things about her. And she's also comparing herself with, you that goes in the song. And I think that you person is someone who she doesn't like, kind of like a rival or an enemy or a frenemy or a nemesis, I don't know. But she does not want people to say bad things about her and good things about her, or him, probably. And that's why they're like in a competition. They have this rivalry between them, from Olivia's eyes. After that, she says, and I'm so tired that I might quit my job, start a new life. Well, her need or her want to start a new life kind of gives me the idea of that she's really tired of her life that she has now. And, she feels the need to create a new one and start a new blank page and just continue off that. And there can be many reasons for this. Maybe she feels so pressured, or as said in the song, she can feel very tired and is just very fed up with this, very done with all the things that she does. And this tiredness can come from her routine and maybe school. For example, in her routine, if she has school, then she has work, then she has assignments, exams, and a lot of stuff that make her tired. And she just wants to leave those stuff and move to a different place and start her life there. And then she says, and they'd all be so disappointed because who am I if not exploited? This basically means that, a lot of people are, criticizing her for a lot of reasons. But, and they're saying things like, I'm disappointing you, because if they didn't, she wouldn't use this in a song. And she doesn't like this, and she thinks that she gets exploited, and she does get exploited from this, and which makes her, leave this place and start a new life. And she feels so exploited, that so used and so tired, that she's basically saying, because who am I if not exploited? Being exploited is now part of her identity, part of herself. And then she says, and I'm so sick of 17, where's my beep teenage dream? Well, she wrote these songs at 17, as she said in previous interviews. And I think 17 is the year that she felt the worst most. So So she's so sick of 17 because like that year just was coming towards her, not in a good way, and she just felt very tired and fed up. And then she says, "Where's my teenage dream?" Which basically, like, everyone says that, in your teenage years, you're going to have so much fun. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be the best years of your life. But sometimes that's not true because she is asking for, like, where's my teenage dream? If this is the teenage dream, then I don't want it. She's basically saying that. She does not think that the years that she spent as a teen, like 17, 16, 18, probably, well, not 18, but 16, 15 maybe. This wasn't a teenage dream for her. And then she continues, if someone tells me one more time, enjoy your youth, I'm gonna cry. Well, she's basically saying that she didn't enjoy her youth and she had really big anticipations when she was coming into her teen years, youth years, but I feel like she was disappointed. This wasn't the thing that she dreamt of for years. This didn't even, these years weren't even happy for her because, as we analyzed before, she's very tired. She doesn't like it. So she will cry if another person tells her to enjoy her youth years because she probably thinks that if my youth years are like these and like these are my prime times, I don't want to see the future and what the future holds for me. Well, future holds very good things here, 17-year-old Olivia. After that, she says, and I don't stick up for myself. I'm anxious and nothing can help. Well, let's start with the second part first. She's anxious, so she's also dealing with these type of issues and probably mental health issues as well. And nothing can help with her anxiousness or anxiety, which means like she even tried medicine for it, but she just couldn't fix it. Which again is a sign that she's tired, done with her life, and just wanting to open a blank page. And she's also saying, I don't stick up for myself. So, not sticking up for herself means that she probably gets treated poorly and she cannot stick up to that. And she doesn't like getting treated poorly, but she doesn't have the courage to do that, which can also cause anxiousness. And I think people bullied her or, treated her badly. Not bullied her, but treat her badly. But yeah, they could have bullied her as well. After that, she says, and I wish I'd done this before, and I wish people liked me more. Well, the thing that she's talking about, like this before, I think it can mean two things. The first thing, when this album first came out in May 2021, I read on Instagram some fan theory, and I found it very, very reasonable and right and logical, but yeah, it basically said that she's saying this to a therapist. Her parents are therapists, so she's probably talking to her parents and like telling everything that she kept inside herself. So maybe she's saying, "Oh, I should have gone to a therapist before. This helps." Or the second thing, maybe she's talking about songwriting and creating an album because she created this album and started songwriting of a very early age, at very early age, and she enjoys this, as she said in past interviews. So yeah, it can mean two different things, but probably it's the second thing, but it can be the first thing as well. And she says, and I wish people liked me more. So she thinks that people don't like her that much, which again can make our therapist theory more plausible. And then she says, all I did was try my best. This the kind of thanks I get. You know, she's saying that she tried her best to do something, which the something is not specified, but she tried so hard for something and she didn't get the, thanks that she thought that she was going to get. And that kind of hurt her. And I think she tried her best to create something, but it didn't fulfill others' expectations, so they didn't thank her as much as she thought they would. And then she says, I'm relentlessly upset, which basically means that she's so sad that she cannot even stop it. And I think this can be, this can be connected with the lyric that we just analyzed. The thanks that she didn't get, the harder she tried, but, couldn't become the thing, couldn't achieve the goal that was in her head. So that just made her unrelentlessly upset. And also, let's not forget the part where she says that, she's tired of doing stuff. She just wants to move on to a place without her problems. She's insecure. That just made her unrelentlessly upset. Or we can even say that just made her depressed. And she is upset now. And then she says, they say these are the golden years, but I wish I could disappear. This again brings us to the part where she says that like these are not her golden years. She doesn't think that these are the golden years. And even if these were her golden years, then she wouldn't want to see the future, or she just generally doesn't like these years, and these years don't fulfill her idea about what golden years are. And then again, she says, but I wish I could disappear, which just generally tells us that like she doesn't like these years, she doesn't enjoy these years, she just wants to disappear, run away, and like create a blank page in a different place. Then she says, ego crush is so severe. I think this lyric means that, something happened in her life that caused her ego to crush. She just doesn't have the ego that she used to have. And I think a couple of things might have caused this. The first thing can be like she just didn't get that much thanks that caused this crush in her ego. Or another reason can be, she's just tired now and she doesn't want to do anything, or she got insulted, or the people that talked behind her back said some bad things about her, which caused her ego to crush. And then she says, God, it's brutal out here. This basically means that very clearly, God, life is so brutal towards me. After that, she says that no one wants her. Like, she says, I feel like no one wants me. And generally going off from Sour, which is an heartbreak album, she thinks that no one wants her, and she doesn't think that she's going to have a boyfriend, a relationship anytime soon. And then she says that she hates the way that she's perceived, and I hate the way I'm perceived, which basically means that people don't understand her, and when they think they understood her, that's wrong, and she doesn't like the people making assumptions about her and about her opinions. And then she says, I only have 2 real friends. And this basically means that, she only has 2 real friends, 2 people that she can openly talk to, give her secrets, and any other people that she's quote unquote friends with are just not real, and she doesn't trust them. Which is kind of real for everyone, because not everyone has a lot of real friends. You have a small circle which you trust. And after that, she says, and lately I'm a nervous wreck. As we said in the previous parts of the song, she's anxious and she's also nervous. And she feels that she's nervous. And she's nervous a lot. She's very nervous, and she's calling this and calling herself a nervous wreck. Like she's going to explode sometime. After that, she's justifies why she's nervous. She says, because I love people I don't like. Which basically means that, she has crushes on people that she doesn't like. And by meaning doesn't like, she probably doesn't like their behavior, their attitude, or their language towards something. And after that, she says, and I hate every song I write. I think this also means that, she doesn't feel enough, and every single song is just a bad song for her because she thinks that every single song that she's going to write is not going to be enough. And she just generally feels insecure, which this is another aspect of it, this is the result of it. She's insecure. And then she says, and I'm not cool and I'm not smart. Well, being cool or like being smart is just, some standards created by the society for people. And like if you're failing math or failing chemistry, this doesn't mean that you're not cool or smart. You're not smart. You're smart in any other way. Being smart is just not only about like your lessons or your different things. And being cool is also like that. Like being mean doesn't mean that you're cool. And most of the time, people who are mean aren't cool. And I think that she doesn't fit into this standard of being cool or being smart. That's why she's saying, like, oh, I'm not cool or I'm not smart. And then she continues to say, and then she says that she can't even parallel park. Well, I think that this is like when something's just really bugging you or you're just really done with something. You even like pop or even start crying over something that is very small and like not important. This kind of like this. She's like going off, oh, I'm not like this, I'm not like that, I have no friends, I have two real friends. And then she says, I can't even parallel park. So this is just like the point that she's, popping off and she's really done with life and done with everything. And then the song again repeats itself, but at the end, she says, got a broken ego, broken heart, and God, I don't even know where to start. Since this is an album opener, again, I want to start with the second part of the song. This is an album opener. She says, like, God, I don't even know where to start. Well, I think the songs that were in Sour after Brutal kind of is the explanation for her about the story that she couldn't start in Brutal, but generally told in the whole album. And then she says that she has a broken ego. Again, we talked about this. Her ego was broken because of various reasons, and a broken heart. Which, again, as I said, Sour is a heartbreak album, so that's kind of hinting at that, and she is generally broken, totally. Which is like very popular for teens, I think. Well, this was it with Brutal. I hope you enjoyed it. And our next episode is our last episode. I can't believe it. Okay, thank you so much for listening and keeping up with my podcast. And next time, it's going to be our last. Generally, a huge thank you again. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to hear the last episode of my podcast. Goodbye, see you later.